Today's topic is I'm following the plan, but I'm still exhausted. We're gonna dig a little bit deeper. We're gonna uncover maybe what can be going on, and I'm gonna give you some suggestions on what you can do about it. Because energy should be one of the first signs that you notice that you're improving your metabolism. You should feel more energized. You should have less crashes, and you should have stable energy all through the day. So if you're feeling exhausted, you're still having crashes, we really need to figure out what's going on, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. So let's start troubleshooting. I'm going to tell you 4 of the top things that could be going on that's causing you to still feel tired and exhausted. Number 1 are the calories. So calories is the fuel. It's the energy to your body. So if you're feeling tired, it could be that the calories that you're eating is actually a lot less than you were eating before. So maybe you were eating like much more than 2,000 calories. And now that you're eating like between 15 and 1,800 calories, you're feeling a little bit more tired just because the fuel is lower. So if you have an active job and you're on your feet a lot, you might require more calories than what the plan gives you. So in that case, you might need to increase your portions at each small meal, or you can add another snack. So low energy is often a sign that you just are not getting enough fuel. And there's a very important thing to understand that in weight loss, you can't just like cut calories way down, because your body starts shutting things down in order to accommodate for the less fuel input. So we want to find there's like a sweet spot where your body is really being supported, but you're in a slight calorie deficit. That's where we want to be. We want to find that. If you're finding that you're really tired, sluggish, then you might need to increase your calories. So take inventory of how many calories you're eating and maybe add an extra snack, like an extra small meal, or increase your portion sizes, and let's see if that helps. Number 2, if you are still waking up in the middle of the night, like at 3 a.m., and you can't get back to sleep, then that's going to massively impact your energy the next day. It's going to have a big impact on how you feel, on just like your vibrancy, your vitality, your energy. So we need to fix the 3 a.m. wake ups. And there's 2 really common things that could be causing you to wake up. Number 1, it's the calories again. It's really important that you have enough energy to fill up your liver glycogen stores during the day, so that through the night, your liver can slowly release those glycogen stores and keep your blood sugar stable. So if you're not eating enough calories and your glycogen runs out and your blood sugar drops, your body is going to raise cortisol and adrenaline to wake you up. So again, try increasing your calories or adding an extra small meal during the day. Number 2 is nervous system dysregulation. If you have been in a chronic state of stress for a very long time, or you go to bed just like really just wiped, just like so, like you're just fried, your nervous system is fried, that could be affecting your cortisol during the night. And so your cortisol could actually be staying high while you're trying to sleep, which can also be affecting you. So in that case, you really want to work on throughout the day, relaxing your nervous system. Like we all have stress, we all have things to deal with, but it's how we manage, how we think about our stress that affects our nervous system. So, like things happen, but if you can remove yourself from the situation and sort of see yourself from a third person, and just like, instead of this is happening to me, think about, oh, this is happening to her. Here's what she needs to do. She needs to do some slow breathing. She needs to take a break. She needs to like regroup and meditate, or maybe she needs to set boundaries with certain people. Maybe she needs to remove herself from certain situations. Maybe she needs to appreciate the challenges she's having in a different way. Maybe, like for me, one of the best ways that I can reframe my stress is to think of it as a blessing rather than a stressful thing. Like I think of my challenges as my greatest blessings because it helps me to grow stronger. Now there's a time and a place for that. There's certain situations where, like you actually need to get out of that challenging situation, like something needs to change. But if it's like a short-term thing, then think of it as a blessing. And that can really help. But walking throughout the day, making sure that you are disconnecting from your phone and the computer and giving yourself a break, maybe listening to a podcast, just disconnecting, not working all the time. Those are some things you can do. And the next thing, so that was number 2. Now number 3, the third reason that you might be exhausted even if you're following the plan is that you, again, your nervous system, you've been really stressed, you've been in a chronic state of stress for a really, really long time. And now that you're starting to regulate your blood sugar and you're supplying your body with more food, you actually, like, your cortisol is actually coming down and you're not just living on cortisol all day long. So a lot of us don't know the feeling. We don't really understand what it feels like to not have cortisol giving us energy. And so when that cortisol starts to go down, then you could feel really tired because your body is just like, you know, it's exhausted. You're in a little bit of adrenal fatigue. So that's actually a good thing. So if you notice that you have been in a pattern of really high cortisol for a long, long time, and maybe you haven't been eating well, you haven't been taking care of yourself, but now you're following the plan and you're feeling tired, that might just be a sign that your body is finally feeling safe enough to rest. And that's a cue for you to actually give yourself more naps, more rest times, more sleep, more downtime if you can, and to allow your body to recharge. And this could take a couple of weeks for your body to recover. And, you know, like, I've had to take a couple weeks, even a month of, like, I really just pulled everything back from my schedule and tried to do the bare minimum just to give my nervous system more of a rest, because I just felt like I was getting really fatigued and really just worn out. So that's something you can do. And number 4 is electrolytes or iodine. So electrolytes are things like salt, potassium, and magnesium, also iodine and selenium. So you, if you're losing weight on this plan, you could be flushing out more electrolytes because, like, if you've changed how you're eating and maybe you're not eating as many carbs, your body could actually be like losing some electrolytes as you lose weight. So, and actually if you came from like keto or carnivore, that's actually one of the like really big downfalls of that diet plan, is that you really start flushing out electrolytes when you're not getting enough carbohydrates. So your electrolytes could have been low for a long time and maybe it's still low. And so I would suggest putting salt, whatever liquids you're having, like put some salt and maybe a squeeze of lemon to make it taste better. So just take some water, put like a quarter of a teaspoon of salt and then a squeeze of lemon or a squeeze of lime, and it's actually really, really tasty. And you might find that you just get energized from that salt. So adding more salt to your food. Also selenium and iodine. So if you haven't checked out that protocol, definitely do that, because iodine has made a massive difference for me and my energy, especially in perimenopause. Made a huge difference for me. So that could be something that you're just low in, and so your thyroid's suffering and you just don't have enough iodine and selenium. Those are, iodine and selenium need to be taken together because they're like co-nutrients and they need each other to function. So today we went over 4 reasons why you're following the plan and you're just feeling still tired and exhausted. So see which one of these resonated with you. You don't have to do them all. I would just pick one and see, you know, do some of the things that I talked about and see if that helps. So if you have any questions, be sure to leave it below the video and let me know what else you guys are dealing with. I'm going to be doing actually a video series with kind of like what I just talked about. So I'm following the plan, but I'm experiencing these. So for the next 8 weeks or so, that's going to be the topic. So I'm doing the plan, but I'm still waking up at 3 a.m. I'm doing the plan, but you know, this is I'm still feeling bloated and puffy. So I would like to know, like, what's happening to you? Are you following the plan, but you're still having this symptom? Because let me help you troubleshoot so that we can get you unstuck. Thanks so much for joining.